Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are drafting this dartless corset with our homemade cup, and I also make a yoke with it if you're someone that wants your blouse with a yoke and also with a sleeve. This is a easy and a straightforward method to use. If you're interested, definitely keep on watching. So for my pattern edges, I'm coming down by 1 inches. That is going to be my starting point and also a shoulder line. So from there I'm going to come down by 10 inches. That is the distance between my shoulder to the bust line, and 13 inches for the under bust. Actually my under bust line, my measurement for the bust line is 13.5. Because it's a corset top, I remove half inches from the under bust length and 17 inches for the waistline. So I'm going to use my set ruler to rule out a straight line and also labeling my bust line, under bust line, and the waistline. So from there I'm going to measure my thumb length, which is 22 inches. I use 22 inches for the top length. The shoulder line I use 7.5. My shoulder is 15. 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. From the bust line I come up by 2 inches, and I use my set ruler to rule out a straight line and also connect it to the shoulder points. So after I'm done that, I'm also going to label it, guys. Don't forget to label your pattern. Label is very important when you're drafting a pattern. So from the shoulder line, I'm going to use 3.5 by 3.5 for the neckline. I use my cuff ruler to curve out my neckline. From the shoulder line, I'm coming down by 1 inch for the shoulder slant. I connect it to the neck point. So I'm going to find the midpoint for the armhole line and come in by half an inch and curve out my new armhole cuff. So the next thing I'm going to do now is find the midpoint at the shoulder line, and from the chest line to the top line, mark your bust span. Divide your bust span into 2. My bust span is 7 inches. 7 inches divided by 2, which is 3.5, and connect it to the shoulder. So the next thing I'm going to do now is marking my measurements. My bust is 36. 33 divided by 4, which is 9. As the waistline, this is when stashing method is. You can decide to remove 2, 4, or 3 inches, depending on how stashing you want to set your waist to be. So after you remove whatever you want to remove, divide the remaining 1 by 4 and mark it as your waistline. So, and also at the top line, I use my hip measurement for the top line. I divide my hip by 4, so I mark it. So from the chest line there, I'm going to come down by half an inch. You can decide to come up or you come down. It depends on what you want. So after drop it down by half an inch from the chest line, I also come in by half an inch. So from the side, I come down by 1 inch from the armhole and came in by 2 inches. This will allow me to draw my curve. So after I'm done that, I'm going to use my pencil to curve out to make sure that I have a perfect curve before I use my marker to trace it out. So the next thing I'm doing now is to mark my neckline. So from the chest line, I come up by 1 inch. So I'm going to connect it to the side. After I use my pencil to mark it out, I'm going to use my marker to trace it out so that you can see it more clearly. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to place another paper underneath and trace all the lines out. Not on the line, the under bust is not included because we are tracing the back. We are using the front to cut the back. So from the armhole cuff there for the front and the back is slightly different. The front is slightly different from the back. So I'm just going to trace the straight there without the cuff at the armhole cuff there. And also the neckline is different from the back, so I'm not tracing the neckline. So after I'm done tracing it out, I'm going to like cut it. So if you are watching my videos to this place, thank you for watching it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give my video a thumbs up, and also notify so whenever I post a new video, you'll be notified. Thank you guys, thank you. So let's continue. You can see the way I'm cutting it. I'm not cutting the armhole cuff together with the back. So I'm going to like use my set ruler to rule out all the lines out. So you can see the way I placed my cuffler for the back armhole cuff before I start cutting it. So when I start labeling it, I realized that the line is not completed. I have to like place the front paper on top of it again to check when my mistake is. So I realized that I didn't trace out the bust line. The underbust that I didn't need it, that is the words I traced out. So I have to like place it back and trace it out. So I'm going to use my marker to roll it and start fully labeling again. So that is the underbust line that I didn't needed. So if you're tracing your own, don't trace out the underbust line. You really need your chest, your bust, your waist, and the top length. From the top length at the side, I'm going to like come up by 1 inches. This is optional. It's depend on what you want. You can leave it if you want it straight like that. So I'm labeling it. I say labeling is very important when you are drafting your pattern. I also did the same thing to the back, come up by 1 inches and blending it to the center back. So I'm marking out where I'm going to place my pony. This is where I'm going to place my. So from the center front, I come in by 1/2 inch. I connect it to the underbust line. So from there, I also mark 2 inches. You can decide whatever you want. You can let it be straight. You can let it be slanted. So from the side there, from the 2 inches where I come in, I'm going to divide it into to mark the midpoint. And also from the top length there, for the top line, I'm also going to divide it into 2. I connected the point together. As I was saying, it depends on what you want. So this is how I wanted to place my body for the front. So for the back, I'm going to do the same thing I did for the back. From the armhole cuff there, I come down by 1 inches like how we did at the front. For my back basic neckline, I come down by 1 inches and cut it out. So for my knee neckline, I mark 7.5. This also depends on what you want. You can decide to come down more than that. So I'm connecting to the 1 inches that I dropped from the armhole cuff. So from center back, I'm come in by 2 inches for the new neckline and 1 inches for the top line and connect the point together. So I'm going to find the midpoint between the remaining one and mark it and place my ruler to like slanted it to the new neckline. It's about 2 inches for the neckline. For my back neck yoke, I want something like a cuff at the back neck yoke. So for my basic neckline, I'm going to come down by 2 inches. So I'm going to mark 2 inches and use my pencil to curve it out. So you can see the way I'm curving it. This is also an optional. After I'm done cutting the neck, let's move to draft our own bra cup. So I'm just rule out a straight line. That's going to be my starting point. I rule it horizontally and vertically. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to take in my front paper and measure what I have at the weight. I have about 6.5. So 6.5, I'm going to add in 2 inches to it. Adding 2 inches to it doesn't mean that your curve is going to be wider. It's just like a guideline to get a perfect curve. So after I'm done that, I'm going to mark it horizontally and vertically and label it my CF and the side front. So from the center front, I'm marking in my bust span, which is 3.5. My bust span is 7, as we did on the paper. So I'm marking 3.5 and I'm really down to the hem line. So from the hem line, I'm going to mark my bust point. So you can measure from your bust point to the under bust. Wherever you get, you're going to mark it plus half an inch. So after I mark it out, so I'm going to label it my bust point. After doing that, from the, let's just say the underbust line, because that place is not to our underbust line. So I'm going to tighten it with 1.25 on both sides. And for the center front, I mark half an inch on both sides and also at the side front. After I done marking it, I'm going to use my curve ruler to curve out the cup. So you can see the way I'm placing my curve ruler. I'm done with that. I'm also going to take in my front paper and mark make sure the round cup that you see me mentioning there, I have about 12.5. So it's that 12.5 that we needed on the cup. I'm going to like measure what I have here on this our homemade cup. So I'm going to measure it all the way around and see the way I'm taking my tape measurements. So I have something about 8.5 here. So that 8.5, I'm going to minus it from 12.5. So after minus 8.5 minus 12.5, I have 3 inches remain. Center front, I'm going to mark 1 inch. I'm going to mark 2 inches. So after I'm done that, I'm going to mark the width of the cup, which is 6.1. So I'm also going to mark 0.1 here. After I'm marking it, I'm going to use my pencil to connect all the 3 points. So guys, don't forget to label your pattern. That is very important, because after you cut this thing out and you do not label it very well, that you'll be able to recognize it when you cut it. You're going to have a problem with it. After finish drafting it, I'm going to cut my yoke from the cup. So I added my join allowance to it. As you can see, I didn't add any string allowance to the pattern except the curve that I added the string allowance to it. So when you are doing your own, you can add your string allowance when drafting it, or you can add a string allowance with when cutting it, depending on what you want. So guys, after cutting it out and use my tape to tape, you can see how curved it is. By the time you fix it into the cup, it's going to fit right into it. So guys, this will be the end of today's tutorial. See you guys in my next video.